Alright, we're back. Today is genuinely not my fucking day. Probably. What's going on? Oh, for fuck's sake. Can we... Oh, dude, I might fucking just stop working on this project. At this fucking rate. I'm having issues upon issues. Why can we... you know what? What am I even doing, dude? I'm fucking wasting my time. I'm in animation right there. Mesh. Merge. That should fix my issue. Yeah. Not getting those fucking incy-wincies. Why is this still so big? Fuck me, I'm pressing... Oh, fucking my bones. I swear that I'm gonna get hella pissed. This shit ain't gonna work. Come on. Bridge. Yes. Trace the divisions, even though it's still giving me a bit of a fucking result. Bridge offset. Plans. Bro, can any fucking program actually just give me a result? Like, what I'm doing here is not the most complicated. Oh, come on. Why is it going inwards? I understand, you know. That. Oh, what are we fucking doing now, buddy? Why are we... Erg. Some of these programs are making me frustrated. I'm being a little honest. Why are we going reverse? Is it like, I don't know. It could be that I'm just selecting it the wrong order. Why is this happening? Hold on. Like, why is it just spinning? Or, I know if fucking Maya's having issues, then I don't understand what the fuck's going on right now. I've never had this fucking issue this bad. I was getting better results fucking spinning. The issue is, right, I can't fucking spin it because it's not going to fucking World Center. Oh, fuck off, cunt. Ah! This program sometimes makes me fucking pissed. Buddy. You've got one purpose, you stupid spawny thing. Can you do your job? Please. Please. See, now it comes from there. Why is it? Oh, I mean, it might work, but I don't want to swap it. Come on. Come on. Feels like a bit more control. Ooh. This didn't have to be so complicated. This really doesn't have to be complicated. It is. Didn't need to be. I'm gonna have to manually do it. Ah, oh, dude. Any program work with me, please. What's going on? What the fuck? Oh, I hate this program sometimes. What? A X fucking rotate my specific stupid thing. What is going on? Let me turn on this stupid control thingy. It's a pain without it. Oh, buddy. Buddy. Thank you. Why is it on an angle? Initiation sequence terminated. Oh. Dude. I did not start the stream thinking that this was gonna be such a fucking frustrating thing. What is going on? Okay. It is gonna make me go insane. Hold on. How did I create that? I swear I used a curve. What did I use? Oh, fuck off. No, because I merged things together, didn't I? Can I do that? Ah. How do you... Oh. Okay, I seriously gotta figure this one out. How do you get the cursor to snap to the grid? Buddy. Hello. Ah. Blender cursor. Okay. I'm 5 seconds. I want to say 5 seconds. 5 seconds. Why sleep this whole stupid fucking thing? Oh, buddy. That'll get me crashing out again. Stupid fucking button again. If I press control, no, it doesn't even fucking delete it. Lovely. I if I can give it a chance. Ah! Oh, program. I love it. I love this program so much. Never used to be a program. I don't even know why I had to go to this fucking extent, honestly. Like, why is this gonna be one of the worst things I've ever used? Not Blender, just the fact that these fucking things are not... Like, I have connected only. Gonna be right back. I just need a minute. You know what? I think I'm actually just gonna end that fucking. I'm not even working on that shit anymore. I think I'm gonna stop with Blender today. You know what? I think I'm gonna start fucking making it again. And might if we can get a bit of fucking. Oh man. You know what? I'm not ain't gonna say a single fucking thing. I ain't gonna say a single fucking thing anymore. Because it's very frustrating.
There's an inquisitive mobility, the final part of the trilogy. There's an inquisitive mobility, hopefully drastically blessed with thy iniquity. Blessed with thy iniquity. So lock me up, for goodness sake. I ain't never gonna be, and never gonna try to be. Lock me up, for goodness sake, and spare me, hear me, spare me from the God I have out of shit.
本当に美しいもののために死にたいんだ。だって生きてるだけで汚れるから。
Buddy, I've had enough of this. Come on. You know it.
血にまみれたこの魂で何をする。さまよへるまま湯気。さまよへるまま湯気。さまよへるまま湯気。
I'll get rid of this X-Gen tab. I mean, I still want to see it. I could just not have the fucking handle, but you know. I already know it's gonna cause me more fucking issues again as well. What do I do? I've got him. You go about this actually. There we go. Yeah. Okay. I know this ain't gonna thing to hopefully there. Hold on. Why is the bridge off stage? It's not doing anything there. Hold on. Ah! Hold on. We're making progress. We're making progress. Hold on, okay. Okay, dude, don't fail me now. Come on. Maya! Listen. This is the way that I gotta do it. This is the way I gotta do it, you know what I mean?
Hope you got trauma, team. I'm on Jig Street doing whatever I please. A Joy Toy wants me to come and test her expertise. I'm I'm plotting on jacking Corpo AVs. Affiliation means nothing, I aim my carnage and squeeze. Headed to Pacifica, listen, this is a breeze. On a hunt for a net runner and some VDBs. Got a call from the Badlands, some nomad clan. Got some work that sounds sketchy, I need deets in advance. Run-ins with Arasaka, stealing convoys from Militech, extorting Kang Tao right now. I feel like I'm the best, listening to Samurai, swerving into VTech, condo in City Center, I haven't even seen yet. Staying away from Max Tack and cyber psychosis, and afterlife wasted, but always keeping focus. I have the reputation of a dangerous man. Katanas, gorilla arms, Mark 4, Sandeva stand. Look through my Karoshis, all you see is nice city streets. It's a deadly game playing in the major leagues. Look through my Karoshis, all you see is nice city streets. Wanna make it to the top, you gotta play for keeps. Look through my Karoshis, all you see is nice city streets. It's a deadly game playing in the major leagues. Look through my Karoshis, all you see is nice city streets. Wanna make it to the top, you gotta play for keeps. I'm riding through Watson, just left a ripper dock. I hit Lizzie's for some shots, and a brain dance with a mock, spinning eddies like I'm wealthy. I'm good with every fixer. I only get the preem jobs, they know that I deliver. Stakes get raised, my cuts get bigger. My street cred's in question, I'm a legendary figure. I keep a sexy output in Japantown on deck. Edge runner, artist and tune. I craft my own specs. I stay in beef with Nordstrom, Tiger Claws and scabs. It's a deadly occurrence and it happens in a flash. But I'm fully upgraded and equipped to handle business. I know that spilling blood is the price for lavish living. Enticed by these neon lights, I chose my life on the warpath to fortune through the city of the night. You can try to live different, but no matter the district, everywhere you go, somebody wants to write your ending. Look through my Karoshis, all you see is nice city streets. It's a deadly game playing in the major leagues. Look through my Karoshis, all you see is nice city streets. Wanna make it to the top, you gotta play for keeps. Look through my Karoshis, all you see is nice city streets. It's a deadly game playing in the major leagues. Look through my Karoshis, all you see is nice city streets. Wanna make it to the top, you gotta play for keeps.
But come on. Okay, I'm not working on that anymore. No, I really gotta just pull it quits. I'm not. Amy. We're playing games, Amy. We're not doing any work. So, hey Edward. I guess you're in streams here. Yeah, actually no. I was doing a jug and it's not going well, dude. Blender pissing me off. And then mine's pissing me off. So I'm calling it quits. It's beating me this time. If the things aren't gonna work, I can't give up. I'll come back to it some other day. Oh. It's just the bridging. I don't understand. I think Blender actually just might have broken. And I might have had to restart it. I just couldn't be fucked. I was trying to get the handle, Amy. You don't understand. I don't understand how the fucking program bugging out so badly. I tried the spin tool, but the spin tool relies on spin tool is like 90% of the times works. Last I saw was a grenade. I wasn't working on no grenade. But no, it relies on the cursor. But the cursor wasn't locking, no matter what. No. So yeah, the cursor wasn't locking to the grid. And every other time, it's worked fine. Apart from now, which is just pissing me off. And then I'm like, okay, but how about we bridge edge loops? But then it would only bridge inverted, so it'd go inside of the mesh instead of outside of the mesh, which was pissing me off. I was trying everything, and so that wasn't working. So I brought it to Maya, and then Maya was also giving me, safe to say, a shit result. And I've about had it with it, so I can't be fucked anymore. This is just Cyberpunk shit. Hey Arnold. How's it going, Chief? I gotta chill the fuck out after that. That some pissed me off. That is Cyberpunk. Stand on the finger of God. It's the growly theme. That's how it's going. How's it going like an absolute banger? Man. I would be honest. That's really frustrated me. Oh, really? It's the new radio station they added. It's of, I think, 2.0. It's all the community. It's the community ones. Cyberpunk, your next game? W. Cyberpunk's such a good game. One of my favorites. A lot of fun. I think there's one song you liked. Really? Cyberpunk's a banger. Long game as well. I would expect it. I waited until they sorted all the shit, yeah. In the sun. Shooting the sun. I don't know this song. Booting. Oh yeah, it must be on a different channel. It must have not been one of the new songs then. Yeah. Now these ones are all community, so it was some massive event. Community could make a bunch of songs, and then the top songs would be chosen to be added into the stuff, and then they'd make money and shit like that, Which, oh, dude, I don't know if dude, I was 5 seconds from ending stream though. I gotta be honest. I clicked what do you call it? Shuffle. And it was playing fucking anything but. It like played the one song from the thing, and then it decided to, even though I clicked play the album, it decided to play a bunch of copyrighted songs, and so I'm gonna have to go and delete that VOD afterwards. I hate that. And then, man, it has just been a pickle. You've missed so much, Amy. I was rage quitting about some of Blender's systems. I think Blender's great, but there's a couple of things that Blender has that I think is just like... I question how they've left it so long before fixing like some things. It just makes no sense to me. It's so frustrating. I don't know. There's a couple of things. I love Blender, but I don't know. There's a couple of things that just make me go, buddy, why? I would pay money to get these things fixed. That's how like desperate I'd be. It's just overcomplicating things. They've got the systems there, It's like a couple of the ones that just, yes, it's, when you, it's things that it sounds small, but you know what I mean? Like, they are, I'll show you. I'll tell you the 2 big ones that was just really frustrating me. Are here. One, you know this one, you'll know it. I want to delete this face. Why the fuck do I have to have a menu choose? I've got what I want deleted. If I'm deleting it, why the fuck would I want to delete, the rest of the shit? I just want to delete the face. You could say, yes, you got the option. Dude, I beg of you. I do not want the options. You know what I mean? If I want to delete the edges, I would select the edges and I would delete the edges. Okay? If I want to delete the vertices, I would select the vertices and I would delete the vertices. Or I guess dissolve, I don't know. Yeah, dissolve the, you know what I mean? There's stuff like that where it's just like, like it's fine, but then if you're like constantly deleting things, I don't want to have the stupid menu pop up. Like if I'm going to delete something once, fine. Then what arguably made that even more annoying for me is if you search, I've followed like, we were going through it. They were like, I think we went through like 10 different links, and they all said if you went to object mode, delete object, and you unconfirmed, you tick this off, prompt for confirmation, that would not require you to confirm. But then, I don't know, maybe it's something wrong, maybe there's just like a bug or something. But for some reason, that fucking setting, they've added the setting in there. It has worked in the past, apparently. Doesn't work. Or maybe this is only for object mode. Is there usually a thing? Okay, are you sure you want to delete? Let me double check this. Because maybe it is working. Nope, it's not. So there's just no fucking point in having it. Lovely. Yeah, it's still there. Okay, so I don't know what the fuck the point of even having this is if it's not gonna do anything. That's very frustrating. Or maybe I go delete globally. Do I have to click delete globally? No. Okay. So the setting just doesn't work. Okay. That one's frustrating. I don't know. And then other thing that pisses me off about, well, okay, there's like a numerous things, but one other thing that kind of frustrates me a little bit about Blender is this. With Maya, maybe Maya's treating me very well, but this, like, it's consistent. You can always go back. So let's say, right, I want this to be 16. That's lovely, right? 16. Let's say I might move it, for example, or I scale it, or I accidentally tap S and I slightly scale it or something, or I rotate a tiny bit. There is no way to get that menu and change it. You cannot go back and change the things without manually having to go in and add the fucking edges around. Yes, you can bring back your last menu with F9. You cannot go back and do anything with it though. I don't know if you've ever run into that one. You only do animation stuff though, so it's probably not one that you'd run into too much. But when it comes to modeling, that is like... Seriously, buddy? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, dude. I would go bald if I really couldn't move on from that. Yeah, it's just, I don't understand how those haven't... I can't remember. I feel like there was a point in time where you couldn't press F9, or maybe it's just ages ago when I didn't remember. Didn't know that was an option, but it's just stuff like that, like... It's just... You ever want to go back to change a setting, it's always gone. Because you can never go back outside of your last one. Even if like the functionality is already there to change those settings, why would they take it away? You know what I mean? For ease, for not having to see it all the time, I understand that. But it's like, I wish that was still there, you know, maybe in the in panel. You could hide that in the in panel. Stuff like that. Very frustrating. Then delete, dude. I just want delete to delete things. You can have X give me the confirmation. You can take that from me. Why can my delete not delete things though? Come on. I ain't pressing delete unless I want it to delete. Okay. Time for some Shadows of Silesia. Rant's over. Dude, I wanna work on some assets for the game, but
Brother Lothar,
that kills me.
Are you ready? Hora Tertia is approaching and you must set out in time.
Sometimes.
Don't worry, brother. I simply need to strap on my sword, grab my things, and I can leave.
It just kills me.
The other brothers will soon be waiting by the horses. A messenger from Prior Rupert in Nisa arrived a little while ago. The Hussites are
You're still
burning
here,
villages
Arnold.
just
There's
a
a
few
couple
miles
things I was
from
running through with Jacob about
We'll
the
chase them
game
back to Moravia. It will be different this time. They're on our
that
side.
I think would be
I
beneficial to
don't
look
doubt
into
it,
doing.
But it won't be an easy battle.
Yeah.
According to spies, their army.
If you
might
want, I
have as
can
many as
briefly
God's
run
on our
through.
side.
I can either
No one
briefly
can
just let me know. I can either briefly
Amen.
run through it now with you,
Have a good journey there.
or I could
and God be with you.
just wait till we do our next meetup in like the weekend or next week or something. Because I don't mind running through. Split out. All good. All good. The issue is, it did take me a very long time, so I'm gonna be very brief with how I explain it. Because I think when I was explaining it to Jacob, I was going pretty in depth, but the downside to that is I think it took me like 2 hours. But that was sort of like going back and forth and stuff like that with some things. I think I got it here. A couple changes. So bear in mind, not any of these. I'm thinking like, what'd you call it? Some of the like the changes that I have in mind, which of course, would be if everybody would be interested in, of course, and nothing's like set in stone. Like there's, like if there are things that people liked aspect wise, we could still just do the aspects. If there are other parts that people didn't like, then no, we can show some of it away. Let me see. I got a heap of listing stuff of like organization stuff, like when we should be getting feedback, when we should be doing sprints and stuff like that. Our MVP. I've just been writing down a bunch of stuff in my free time while I'm working. Like I'll be on break just writing stuff on my phone and my notes thing. Cause dude, I got nothing better to think about when I'm at work. Hold on, let me put on my jacket because I'm fucking cold. I don't know about Auckland, but Christchurch has been freezing the past couple of days, which is ironic. Because, like, the days that I've been working, it's been, like, 12 degrees. Which isn't, like, overly freezing, but I do work outside, and I don't have a lot that I can wear. Like, I can't wear a fucking puffer jacket, you know what I mean? And it's, like, gone from 20 to 12 degrees is insane. Okay. This is gonna see a bit weird. You have a storm. Warm storm. Might be getting some of the rain that we had from this morning. Super rainy. Not stormy though, but yeah, not really stormy, but it was quite rainy. But yeah. So some of the wording to this is gonna sound maybe conclusive, but it's not really conclusive. So it's just in the easiest way that I could describe some of these things. So I was thinking, at the moment, I think what we have sort of planned at the moment is, what'd you call it? You choose which building you want to go to, and then there's, you spawn in, you've got the entities that spawn in, you go, banish the entities effectively. That gets you to the that gives you part of the name or part of a phrase or something that you can use to therefore banish the overarching demon or whatever, right? That's kind of like the rough basis we have going now. I had a couple of things that I think would be beneficial. One, to change for, progression, as well as like, sort of shifting it a little bit away from the Phasmophobia Demonologist, because that was one of the key things that we were thinking we got to improve on. How can we sort of shift it and make it our own? And here's a couple ideas. So for one, moving it sort of campaign based, but not like your campaign, not like story based, not like these sorts of things. Like I think, of course, you're going to have like an overarching story. I think most games kind of need that. But I'm not talking like a full-on, there's all that, right? So the way that I was sort of thinking that we could potentially shift it, and this isn't going to change the way that it already is, it would just be, so if in Demonologist and Phasmophobia, you start off in that building, and there you can like buy with the currency, stuff that you want to access. You sort of got this little room to walk around in. That's cool and all, doesn't serve a purpose at all. I think what we could do is have a room where you're being designated, it's like tasks, right? Missions, effectively. They're not like missions, you know what I mean? But the equivalent of missions, right? Where it's like, hey, this house is being, overrun with ghosts and monsters and shit, please can you go and exercise them, you know what I mean? So that's giving sort of purpose to going through and pushing them. So I think the way that I sort of had it was, you can kind of go also one, you can go kind of two ways with it, but I think the way that I had sort of planned as an idea would be, for example, we could have about 3 to 5 different buildings that are like different, you know what I mean? So I think 3 buildings that I had that could be different is, you have your starting house that you start off with. That's like the first building, and that would be what we'd be doing for the vertical slice. And then after vertical slice, assuming we're all liking the way that it's going, you'd move to maybe a manor, so a bit bigger, maybe not necessarily larger, but it could be multi-story, if that makes sense. So maybe a similar area size, but you just add an extra floor or 2 floors. I'm thinking like, bear in mind we got 2 terms after this vertical slice. We're gonna have the time to do a manor, and then you could do a dungeon or a castle, or a dungeon of a castle. When I say castle, I'm not meaning literally make a castle. It could just be a section of a castle. So just it's a refined area, because I think making a castle is fucking insane. Like, even if we spent that long, I don't think it's worthwhile for the time that you could potentially do a thing. But that was an idea. Anyway, I mean, we can do whatever we want later on with whatever thing. And then the way that I would think this would be beneficial and didn't take too long is, if you got a house, right? We made the house, we had the wallpapers, we had the objects, you got, this is the bedroom, this is the kitchen, this is the yada yada yada. A great way of adding more content without it being confusing, and assuming, if we were interested in pushing sort of along these routes, I feel like if you're going back to more Phasmophobia Demonologist feel, this isn't going to make any sense. But if you're going to a more campaign, sort of, not campaign, but like mission focused, this does make sense. Would be, you can keep the exact same layout. I was thinking of this. Oh, sweet. Yeah. That's good then. But yeah, so going for, instead of, you've just got like, because otherwise, right, bear in mind, we're restricted by time and assets, right? The amount of time that we can spend on building the house, and then the amount of assets, right? A great way of making things visually interesting and different is we can use the exact same house, but we just change the wallpaper and we change up some of the rooms. So instead of something being, for example, the lounge, it's just a kitchen, and then that's what was, instead of being a lounge, it's a bedroom, and then wherever that bedroom was, it could be a lounge. You know what I mean? Just moving the assets around. That wouldn't take more, bear in mind, that wouldn't take more than like an hour, right? Hour, 2 hours to change the wallpaper on some or all of the assets, and just make, I just make a couple wallpapers, version of wallpapers, maybe change the color, maybe change the pattern, and then it'll just be applying that, and then just moving some of the assets around. So the layout of the overall house is the same, but it's just assets moved. That's a great way of giving the feeling that it's, and as long as you're not pushing it too hard, the player's not even going to really notice, right? I think if we were doing, like, for example, 3 houses and it's just 3 variants of the same house, that's fine. If you start going to like 5 variants of the same thing, I think that starts, you start to get a bit, wishful there. But I think if you do 3 missions of like the same house with different things, it's super simple. And you could always go back to things. I was thinking a way to going back is like, just say, hey, more entities have popped back up in that house again. Can you please go back and exercise them? Story reason. It's not a story, but that's like sort of, you know what I mean? Story, mission reason to go back to the same house and stuff like that. I think that's a great way of like removing repetition while retaining repetition, like in a sense that is like easy enough for us with time constraints. Of course, maybe we got a heap of time. Maybe it doesn't take us long to build houses and we just build a shit ton of houses. But this would be a great way of saving us time. But yeah, so sort of like the sort of way that I sort of think we could approach this would be, if I were to explain, here's kind of like, what if we make building blocks in Maya for different rooms and we can build houses fast? Yeah, that'd be the alternative. It depends on how we approach building houses. If you build a house kind of like, I mean, the also alternative is if you're doing like Boolean-esque operations, they'd just be moving the Boolean mesh around, and that just defines where the thing is. It just gets a bit... It's dependent. I think if you're doing like what you're saying, full-on building blocks, and you're fully built out the room, like the walls or stuff like that, it gets a bit easier. I think for like detail and stuff like that, we'll want like skirting and stuff like that around like the bottom of the room, or maybe the top of the room, or both. Stuff like that. If you're booleaning, you probably wouldn't... That gets too confusing because you'll still be replaying it. If you're doing building blocks per se, so you've just got like, for example, hallway block, and you can just apply together. You've just got like wall block, and you just plug them in. But we'll make it all procedural. Yeah. There's a couple ways of doing that. And yeah, I think that would be fine. That would be the alternative. It'd still take a bit of extra time, but that would be the alternative. Either way, there's like a trillion ways of going and approaching this. Like, it's such a non-issue. But yeah, that was just an idea of a great way of adding a couple extra things of quick wise. But yeah, they could be. But yeah, so if I were to explain briefly, like what, like, you know, you're the player and I'm explaining, you know, what it is. We can all change this and all, you know, what suits, but I'm going to give it an example. We don't have to stick with this idea and premise and stuff like that, but this is, what do you call, something, what do you call it? That can work together, if that makes sense. So, you know, you spawn in to like a room of a building, right? Just a singular room, you know, like for example my room, right? Just inside of a small room, you know, there might be like a coffee table or something there. There's a windowsill, maybe a door, of course, because you want a door, and maybe like a bookshelf, some random stuff, you know, something just adding up the scene. But there's not much in the scene. You can kind of like walk around it. It's like big enough to walk around in. And then basically, you know, you see, for example, a raven on the windowsill, and it's got an envelope in its mouth, beak, or maybe it has like a parchment wrapped around its leg. Either way, like the only reason I'd say maybe an envelope is it's easy to see an envelope. Maybe you can't see the, although it's more realistic having something wrapped around its leg. Unless you had it maybe flashing, you possibly wouldn't see it. So you walk up to the raven, you click E or whatever, interact with the raven, and then all that does just draws a UI of like a piece of paper, and on the piece of paper it says, you know, it gives you a rundown of your character. So it's just like, hey, father, I don't know, whatever the fuck, Nicodemus, for example. That's a character from Kingdom Come 1. So part of the shit. No, not literally. So let's just say you're like a bishop or somebody. I think somebody like a priest of some form. And it's like, hey, you know, and it's a letter from the Pope or something, which would be kind of cool. Let's just say, and it just says, hey, Father Nicodemus, you've done, I don't know, we thank you for your, I don't know, I guess, you know, service of being a priest and stuff like that, and due to your great influence and abilities of priestliness, whatever, we're looking, like, we have this task force, you're not having literal task force, but I don't know a better word to use, of a subsection of the Inquisition that would be interested in getting your assistance with, and it's for, you know, we've located fucking, I don't know, entities, ghosts, whatever, some ghost division that we're trying to keep, you know, locked secret from the public, and we are looking at getting you to help exercise them. And so that's your effective rundown. You know, you're a priest, you know that you're a priest, for example, you've been hired to go and eliminate these entities. And it's lock and key, hush hush, secret operation. And I think, like, that isn't necessarily something that is that actually unbelievable, to be honest. Back in older times, there was some crazy shit happening with, like, for example, like those fucking vampire hunters and shit. But yeah, so that's like your premise. That's the whole story there. That's pretty much the whole story, right? We could add to it. We could make it more storyish, but that's it. Like, it just gives you a rundown of who you are. What they're getting you to do and why they're getting you to do it. And then you get a second envelope, or you just click next or whatever, flip page or whatever, right? And it just says, we have located unknown entities in this house. Go in, maybe, if we want designated items, you can say we're going to give you these items to help do it, or something like that, right? And then you just click accept, and then that takes you to the first mission and takes you to the house. That way, I think that approach where you're kind of like, you'll go to the mission, you'll get back, you know what I mean? There's going to be the Raven back at you with some new envelope with a new mission. There's progression in that, and there's kind of like purpose to everything. I was having a chat with Jacob, and Jacob was like, I was having a think about this. It's going to be kind of tricky to make a game like this feel good for single player. And so it is one of those things of like, if you take the bare bones of like Demonologist and Phasmophobia, they're great for multiplayer games, but how are you going to make it entertaining single player? Because Demonologist, what the progression in there is you get money and stuff like that, and you gain experience, and that unlocks some new houses and stuff like that. And with the money, you can buy, outfits, you can buy new buildings, you can buy new items to detect. But there's no real, like, draw. As a single player, there's no real draw. And so we got to think of some, like, progression, of course. There. So I think potentially having, like, a mission list where you go, you clear the thing, mission complete. You come back, you get your next task and stuff like that, and then you're completing a couple houses, then you move up to manors, and you move up to maybe dungeons or something like that. And I said, like, there could be an ending to it all. Like, for example, the final mission you do, there's a random person like that looks deceased lying on the ground, and you're just like, I've never seen a fucking person in one of these houses. What the fuck? Walk up to the person, press E to interact. Just fucking jump scare or something. I don't know. You could have something flash up on the screen or like some creepy shit. I don't know. And then it's just like, boom, you're dead now. You flew too close to the sun. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that you could do there. But that's just like an idea. We can all, if everyone dislikes it, scrap the idea. If people like part of the idea, we can implement part of it. Or if everyone really likes that idea, then we can stick with that idea. This is just, I'll bring it up when we do our team meeting and see what everybody's thoughts are. Yeah, Jacob seemed to like the idea. He said, it gives a lot more purpose to everything, I guess, single player wise. And so that was kind of like really his thing that he wanted to think of how to improve. But I had a couple other things. Let me see. I also said, this was a, what would you call it? This was a discussion within myself, right? Because I was just thinking as a discussion. Because I think it'd be interesting to know if you were to go for a more structured approach to missions and stuff like that, you could decide whether, would it still be good to go randomized with where the enemies are, where the, events are, where maybe, there's, of course, you got triggered events and stuff like that, but you've also got randomized events. Is it still, therefore, if you had, a mission approach, would you still go randomized? Or would you still go... Or would it be beneficial to go, set pieces, if that makes sense, where, there's specific things, and they specifically spawn here, and it's maybe a specific enemy. That came inconclusive when I was thinking about it. I think there's just really way too big pros and cons to everything. If you have it all randomized, everybody's game's different. There's randomized within what enemies there are. You know, it's got all that pros there. The other downside of if you're like the pros of doing set, you know, things is you're probably going to get a much more catered result. Everything's possibly, you know, you're not going to be running into random things happening. Like you might have two entities that spawn too close to each other, and you're not really having to search around the place for them. But I don't know. I don't think there's really pros and cons. So that's something that we can potentially consider. But yeah, I couldn't think of one being particularly better than the other, if that makes sense. So that one was kind of inconclusive. There was that. Another thing that I was considering was, and I think we need to put a lot of thought into, is how do the entities get there? Is it a portal? Are they being spawned by an overarching demon? Is it some, like, they're coming through the depths of hell? There might be like a, you know, there might be like a hole in the ground that they'd all come out of or something like that. Like, how did the entities get there? I think is something that we want to consider. And I think it's not as simple as just they exist. I think to get a good game loop, there's a couple ways that we can go about this. So I would put some thought into that. An issue that we have with our current design is you have, you know, you kill the entities, they give you letters and stuff like that, and then and bear in mind, to preface, I know this isn't completely undercooked because we ran out of time. I know that, but I think in general there's a better way to approach this. I was thinking of maybe just doing one scene where it'd be larger with more points of interest, and then lean more into an investigative object, a bit like Silent Hill. Yeah, I mean, that could also be. Just doing one scene, but it'd be larger with more points of interest, and then lean more into an investigative object. Yeah, so I sort of go into that, but we can also still completely go with that. So one thing, because you're 100% right, we need it, what do you call it? With what you're saying on Friday, we need to push it towards, what do you call it? Or whenever we were talking about this, it, like, at the moment it's way too cut and dry. With you don't need to access all locations, but open up the paths. Yeah. So yeah, I was sort of mentioning this, like, where with Jacob, and it was the same. Where, like, you don't need, like, for the whole house, you don't even need to access the whole house. Like, you can just close off rooms and stuff like that. But of course, it needs to be much bigger than what we have now, because right now it's way too small. It doesn't even, like, I don't even know what it is. I think it's like, even though, like, scale wise we technically scaled the house technically right, it's not even, you know what I mean, right? You know what I mean? Like, if I were to walk through my house and stuff like that, it's not as simple as you can't just, it's not just slow down the player. Like, I think there's just something scale wise we've somehow fucked up, because even just, like, you know, I don't even live in the biggest house at all, but it takes significantly longer to get through mine. You know what I mean? So I don't know. There's definitely something scale-wise. I think definitely, like, we'll still want to enlarge and things, but my room's only, I think, 3 by 4 meters. It's not a big room. And then it's probably, I think, 3 meters high. So 2.5, maybe 3 meters high. It is quite tall. Like, me standing up. Yeah. Me standing up. Like, I'm, like, nowhere near the roof. I can go jump and everything. I ain't getting anywhere near close to the roof. But I just do have a very small room as part of it. But still, like, scale-wise, we definitely need to work on that. But yeah, so one thing I was considering was, you know, we need to think of, and I'm not saying that we should do a portal or anything like that, but I'm not saying also that we shouldn't go for some, like, kind of sort of different result. So like that, I think you could potentially get some different stuff. I'll run through a couple ideas I had. But But yeah, if a big end demon, how do you complete it? So the way that we currently have it is if you made a mistake, you know, let's just say you failed, you misdiagnosed an entity, right? And so you failed, right? You're not going to get the letter. Will you still be able to guess the name of the final demon? No, probably not if you're doing it. Like, you know, if you're probably not going to. What happens if you're not English? If you're not English, you're going to struggle, you know what I mean? So we're already locking out some other stuff. What happens if you're just bad at reading, spelling, you know, you might be dyslexic or something? You're not going to be able to fucking, you know what I mean? You're going to struggle with the system. So I think the system that we have now is a good idea, but I think in practice it's actually just not going to work too well. So I think we need to reconsider what you gain from the entities. So I have a proposition, but we can think of different ideas if we don't like this. But yeah, I still think it majorly needs to be refined or redesigned. Also, I should say, with the campaign missiony approach that I was saying, we don't need to lock ourselves into that. We could still have like a randomized where it's just like you could have an option where you have like a randomized yeah. Parallel path in the physical investigation, yeah. But yeah, we could still have like an option where you have like a randomized house and a randomized spawning and stuff like that. Like we could go, if we were to go mission-y route, sort of like what I have that I'm proposing, you could still have an option to run the randomized sort of route, but I don't think for a single player game it would be great going completely random with like random, or even like just selecting house and stuff like that. I just don't think we could make it. I think if we went for this, it's going to fundamentally be a much more fun game than Demonologist and Phasmophobia for single player. I think if we went the other way, it's just not going to be too much fun. I think we need to give a bit of purpose to everything, and this would be giving a great way of giving purpose. So in terms of winning, a couple ideas that I had would, and I didn't write them all down because this was a bit also over the discussion yesterday that I was having with Jacob, is enemies could drop a resource. Let's say they drop ectoplasm, and that refills a gun, for example, that you have, this like gun thing you have, not like a literal gun, but like it fills up the storage. It's like works as some ammo, and once this has been refilled, you can use this to banish the major demon, for example. Or maybe there's a portal and you fire this at the portal and it destroys the portal. Or maybe it fires holy light that it exterminates all extra enemies in the scene or something like that once you've banished enough creatures. Like, I think there's a couple approaches you could use there that could be very, very interesting, and kind of there would be a clear-cut thing. You're not restricted to stuff. What we have now could work if we had narrative and other human interaction. Yeah, it potentially could, but I'd potentially change some of these sort of things. So you could go like that. Maybe a special item is used. So the alternative is that you could have, like, potentially, if you went for a portal route instead, you could have... I quite liked what you did with the shields in the second level of the second prototype, where, you know, you kill the enemies, you see the orb going towards the shield of the boss, per se, of that level. You could potentially, if you had a portal or something like a portal, you banish an enemy, there's like a wafting thing that goes and it dims down the portal, for example. Another approach is you're given, let's just say there's some like massive, like what do you call it, like door that they've come out of, and it leads to hell, for example. And so by doing this, by eliminating the things you're fight, they drop like these special hell locks, for example, and with those you can close the door and you apply these locks, and that stops more entities from releasing into the world and stuff like that, and removes the stuff. I don't know. There's like a couple different approaches that you could do to like the final winning of the mission, but those were a couple approaches that you could go about with it. Placeable hex bags and stuff like that. We could use those for passing. Wait, hang on. That is why we had placeable hex bags and salt and holy water. Yeah. Passive combat, yeah. Well, of course, like, you'll have the entities and stuff like that, and you still gotta banish them, and there's all those things. But, I don't know. I was just trying to think of some ideas for how you can approach winning. I just don't think at the moment the way that the systems that we have set up currently work. In retrospect. But of course we'd probably change some of those systems. So, I don't know. I haven't played Silent Hill, so I don't know too much about the Silent Hill approaches to those sorts of things. What did I just do? I think we need to have big directions meeting on the game. Ah, 100% agree there. Because when we do this whole GDD, TDD thing, we're gonna be sorting out everything. That would hopefully sort out all those things. One thing I am gonna quickly search up before I get back into game or something. I don't know. That was a quick rundown. I think if I went, I could go more in depth into those, but I think that covers. But I think that covers the roughly what I was trying to say. What I was trying to, no, not what I was trying to say. What I think we could approach with. Hold on. I was hoping we would have what we need to do for the vertical slice, but I don't think they've given it. I want to know like what written work we have to do. I'd assume we'll still have to do task log and all that mumbo jumbo, but I wonder if GDD will be an actual thing. If the GDD is it like an actual, or you might actually know this from last year, but you know what written work we have to do? It would be potentially beneficial knowing what we got to do actually for that. But yeah, I think, I don't know. I don't know if everyone's free. I'll send out a message maybe tomorrow if anybody is free at some point in the weekend. And potentially we can do like a starter of just like run through a couple ideas, maybe make a start on the TDD, GDD, maybe play a couple games, and then maybe we'll have like a meeting or 2 meetings next week for that. I know I'm going to be busy on Tuesday, but outside of Tuesday I should be pretty solid. GDD, TDD, and ADD. What's ADD? Not fucking add, jeez. ADD. Okay, so well, I guess at least getting this TDD, GDD, artistic design. Oh, fuck me. Okay, well, that's gonna be a bit painful, but we can probably do that. Depending on what they're wanting, I'd love to see what they are requesting for that. I don't know if that's just gonna be like, of course it'll be like, you know, the setting, you know, stuff like that. What is the art style? What is, you know what I mean? Maybe some games that you're inspired by and stuff like that. But it'd be intriguing to know like the extent of that. That can be something very small to something very big. Really, when you have time, try out that link. Try out that link. I don't think I see the link that you sent. If If you send a link, for some reason it could be that YouTube's just hidden the link. I'm not too sure. That may have happened in the past. Yeah, okay. I can have a look at that. Maybe some point in the weekend. And there's a couple other games. I think I might hop into maybe one of the Resident Evil games as well. To see how they're going. And how they approach some things. For two reasons. Half for that, but also half for another assessment that I'm doing. I'm referencing Resident Evil, and there might be some things that I can gain from checking those out. So I'm researching lighting and stuff with my research paper. It's a different room. It is the first one, so it's graphics is PS1 with the mechanics. It's amazing, yeah. I haven't
I must not
played,
forget the letter
but
to my sister in my cell. The messenger will probably be somewhere in the courtyard.
but I but no, I've heard a bit of it, so I believe the second game was actually quite successful. Was it the second one? Or anyway, the latest one. They released one recently. I heard that one did really, really good.
Brother Adalbert,
Adalbert.
please wait here another moment. I have a letter I need to send.
Of course, brother. But hurry, I cannot put off my departure much longer.
Man. I mean, he's rushing me. I gotta be honest, I found out something earlier today. It's not that I didn't know that you could do, but it's something that I'd never personally explored. I'd never really gone away with, what do you call it? Stencils in Substance. I've never really used stencils before. I was playing around with them, and man, have I underlooked them. The first compared to the last two, very, very different games. Oh, interesting. Like mechanic-wise, or just story-wise, stencils great. Yeah. I don't know why I'd underlooked them. Like they're super powerful. I occasionally see them. I think stencils are great. I think if you're just utilizing what you need to use, there's kind of no point in using stencils. But actually, I don't know why some of the people were using stencils. I was seeing somebody use stencils really weirdly. Oh, because he's only needing a portion. I guess if you make like one big stencil for like a bunch of different things, then it makes sense doing that. But something that was pretty cool. Like, which one is it? Alphas. Okay, let's just say I went. So what you can do, of course, is you could just go. Let's go some like metal. Let's go, for example, this. Head. And you can just go grab an alpha. So let's just say, what do I want this to be? Let's go cross, similar to what I'm doing, what I got in my game. Or do they not? Yeah, okay. Let's go medieval cross. How was it again? You go into here. Where's my stencil? It's paint. You can stencil this, of course. Medieval cross. Why is this not? I thought this would. What happened? Ah, black moss. Jeez. Why am I so stupid? There we go. Paint. Medieval cross. So one way that you can approach it. Of course, you can just mask it, or you could go something like that. But you could... The other approach that you could take is stenciling. And it didn't. Ah. Alpha. Oops. It's dirt. Hold on. Hold on. That's going to take me a second. Dirt. I think these brushes are even better. Oh, we ain't going to be silly. Hold on. Where's my thing going? Man. Am I stupid? Where's the stencil? It's definitely not this, because it's not giving me the thing. Why? Hold on, dude. Everything like fucking software related has been going terrible. What is going on? Oh, here it is. It's under grayscale. Jeebus. I was gonna crash out for a second. Oh no, so you could choose something like this. Go medieval cross, for example. So you can choose like how big or small you want it. I sort of wish that you could like adjust the scale here. You could probably do it. No, you can't. No way to adjust the stencil. No. So what you can do here is you can like draw it out and stuff. Let me change the size. Brush. You get some pretty cool results, to be honest with this. One way that you could kind of approach is that, let's just say you draw it out here. Another thing that you could do, for example, is dirt. That's kind of cool. So, grunge. Maybe you get a better result with just grunge. I thought I was using earlier, actually. I found a really good one. Just say concrete dusty, for example. Oops. They shove that here. Shove this to subtract. Gonna work? Yeah, and so you can like go here, remove portions of it. So you can go like balance, contrast, and use this to sort of like dirtify it. You're just like choosing the portions, because of course you're not, I just want to get rid of maybe these borders, for example. Oops. To roughen those up, because you could always of course just subtract with a normal dirt. This way you can sort of just break up portions of it, so having of course like the portions broken up, and there you can sort of like break it up. I don't know, I thought that was kind of cool. I never really fucked around with it that much, to be honest. But kind of cool though. You can sort of get those roughen up while retaining some stuff, and like you can really get those edges, you know, to be less harsh. I don't know. Kind of cool. That was kind of cool. I was fucking around with a couple of things. I found that you can make stickers and stuff in Substance. I'd never really fucked around with that. I don't know. There's a couple of other things, but kind of cool. Talk to... Oh. I meant to grab that, but I
Brother
did.
Dietmar, you're not getting ready to leave?
Oh, Lothar, aber natürlich. I'm getting ready to leave. I'm looking
Aber
at what our
natürlich.
spies recorded about that new Hussite commander.
Hussite.
Prokop, called Shaven. Interesting person.
Ah, Prokop the Shaven. Oh, well.
And what did you find out?
He's an interesting person, this Prokop. He's no farmer. When his father died, his uncle John de Aki, or John of Aachen, one of the wealthiest burghers in Prague, adopted him. Thanks to his uncle's wealth, he was able to study and often joined him on his business travels: Spain, Italy, France, and Jerusalem. After 1420, he somehow found his way among the priests in Tabor. He pushes for an offensive strategy, and under his command,
Not
the
like
Hussites'
that kind
armies
of
had already
burgers.
achieved significant success.
Do you think
Yeah.
that he's
Ah.
more dangerous than Zizka?
Jeez.
No one's more dangerous than Siska, but Prokop had time to learn a lot from
Like
him. We
GH.
must not
Burger.
underestimate him. He played a significant role
Yeah,
in
hungry.
our defeats
Ugh,
at
you're always
Aussig
hungry.
as well as Tachau.
Ah, for fuck's sake, dude. I want to just pause.
Do you think that my sister Anna will be
Right,
alright
shit that I wanna
at
say.
Reichenstein?
Da bin ich mir fast sicher. Reichenstein might be in the south, but in the mountains and far from places through which the Hussites are moving. They're heading towards Nisa, and they're busy enough with pillaging
Nisa.
and looting along the way. They don't have time for a lengthy siege of your castle.
Reichenstein has strong, high walls, but I can't seem to vanquish my concerns.
I don't blame you. If we fail at Nisa, then your sister might be truly in danger. Which is why we mustn't allow it at any cost.
Amen.
Arthur.
How are you feeling before the battle?
It is not my first battle, Lothar, or yours either. War never changes.
Oh.
That is all. We should set out.
I'll just finish reading this and
Yeah. I think it was pretty accurate. I don't know too much about the younger part of Prokop the Shaven. There were actually two Prokops. There's Prokop the Shaven. Wasn't Prokop... Because it was unusual for priests to be... Not priests. Was it priests? Yeah, sort of. To be, like, fully shaven. So they called him Prokop the Shaven. That was, like, a unique thing. And there was another Prokop. What was the other Prokop's name? The other Prokop the Shaven was the leader. Hussite Prokop. Ah, yes, Prokop the Great and Prokop the Shaven. I thought... Well, Prokop the Bald is the other name. Prokop the Great, the leader. No, Great was the leader. Shaven was the... Yeah, Great was the... No, that is the same person. Who was the other Prokop then? Prokop the Great... Ah, there's another one. I forgot his name, to be honest. Oh, Prokop the Lesser. That's the other one. Prokop the Lesser. But he wasn't like a leader or anything. He wasn't... He was big up there with Prokop the Great, but he wasn't like... As in he was higher up with all the Hussite raids that he was doing with him, but he wasn't like the general, effectively, of the Hussites. But it was kind of interesting because he says he's probably not going to live up to how good Zizka did. And now Zizka was literally unbeatable. Like, he never lost a battle. The only battle he lost was to the plague, where he died. But he was like a fucking... He won so many fucking things, and he was like completely outnumbered, you know? And shit like that. So that was pretty crazy of him. I would probably say yes. I'd probably say yes. Zizka was probably... Well, he was the better leader, let's keep it real. But I wouldn't necessarily undermine Prokop's... what he did in the end. Well, of course, this is like pre all of that stuff. But in the end, Prokop was... Like, they were completely dominating when it came to Bohemia. And so Prokop started leading a shit ton of like raids. So he was raiding, for example, Hungary. He raided a bit of Hungary. A very big thing, which may have been the beginning of the end, was raiding Poland or Lower Silesia, which is, I guess, part of what this game's really basing itself around then, of course. So he started raiding them, and he was doing very, very well, to be honest. But just never won in the end. I can't remember the reason. It was a super... Wrong button. It was a super decisive battle, and he lost it due to a stupid reason. I think, yeah, if I recall correctly, what happened, and like the ultimate end to it, was, yes, it was going on for too long, so they'd been raiding Silesia for way too long, and it wasn't going too good for them because they'd just been in war for like 5 or so years, so they were just struggling to feed themselves. Even though they were winning, it was just a rationing thing. They were just kind of fucked in that department. So some of the people were some of the Hussites were becoming like moderate Hussites. They weren't like extremists like the Taborites and the Orphans and stuff like that. The Orphans were a group that was based off of Zizka. They were Zizka's people, and they called themselves orphans because he died. But if I recall correctly, what happened was, so they were still utilizing the Wagenburg tactics, and so what they were actually doing, if I remember correctly, they had like a big circle of wagons around them, and they'd have archers, they'd have hand cannons and stuff like that. Boom, 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 firing. And I think actually they were winning, if I recall correctly. And then I can't remember why. There was a reason why, but they effectively split up the wagons because they were retreating. And I can't remember, there may have been another force that was coming, or something along the lines. There was just another group of people that was there that they didn't know about, whether it was a new force that had just gone there, or they were hiding some extra force or something. But anyway, they opened up the wagons, and so then all the horses, cavalry, yeah, charge! Fucking charging at the people retreating. Because it all opened, some new force or some hidden force or whatever came in, and they couldn't close the fucking things, and they just pushed through and fucked all the people up that were inside hidden. So if they had just kept the fucking wagons encircled and just held out, they were winning, right? The people were fucking retreating. If they hadn't have fucking opened it to charge the retreating people, they would have fucking won. But they didn't hold on. Just keep going, and they pushed out, and they broke their like perfect technique. They were unstoppable in there, pretty much. Kind of interesting. I don't know. I've done lots of reading on this shit. There's a company. So yeah, I'm gonna be one moment. Let's look at the bathroom. Okay, big nerd. Hey, you're the big nerd, Amy. Not me.
Yeah, my darling, tear it up and burn it down, then meet me in the afterlife.
In our face now. 45 to his neck, I have him stressed out. Cold hearted, guess that'll teach him to poke his chest out. So much loud, you probably hear us from the next town. Fuck around, you talk to me crazy, you got a mess now. Look at how we do him, this ain't even fair.
Not gonna lie, I wish they made like a continuation of Kingdom Come with this whole Hussite shit. Because, dude, they were like it was like fully led up to like this moment, you know, the whole Sigismund, King Wenceslas, shtick. Hold on. Oh, I'm just gonna say that I got a notification. Oh, some stupid server. It's all leading up to that because it's the whole that with like the great schism, 2.0, with a bunch of other stuff, all combined together. The whole Holy Roman Empire and shit, all combining together to make this whole Hussite shit come around. And it's just like we're so close, but we're so like a little bit off. I think the Hussites were early 1420s, and Kingdom Come sort of ends around like 1405, 1406, 1407-ish. Some early 1400s. We're about like 15 years difference. But like bear in mind, there's like a bunch of overlap with like Hans Capon's son was a pretty big character and figure within the Hussites. A lot of the figures are big ones. I think Sir Radzig was a relative, like not a big figure, but he was a part of the wars and stuff like that. A lot of these leaders were pretty decently sized. Outside of, I don't know who dies. I haven't finished the game yet, but I'd assume some probably major figures will be dying, and so they probably won't be in here. But stuff like that I think is, dude, they set themselves for success, and then I don't even know if they're making another game. I think they're not making another game. They might be, but I think they're really heavily debating it. So, what's in here? Is this the courtyard? Ew. I'm obviously missing one of the things. Yeah, character. So, yeah, dude. I wish they'd make like a, you know what I mean, like another little game for that, but I feel like that's just not gonna happen. Yes, it's. Oh, I guess I gotta take the equipment first. I hella deep dove for that Hussite shit, dude. Stuff goes crazy. Oh. Such an interesting time. I think it was also a reasonably big reason to why some of those was it the Knights Templar? They got absolutely fucked. Was it the Hospitallers? I don't think it was. I think it was the Templar. No, it wasn't. I think that maybe it was the Hospitallers actually. They got absolutely fucked in it. Because there was a like a crusade, and the fucking Hussites beat, I think it was like 3 crusades they had against them, and they all fucking lost. And it was causing a massive like frustration with all the people, because like, fuck dude, we're not even winning. Like Sigismund was trying to do his fucking crusades because he was the Holy Roman Emperor. Rome was the fucking Holy Roman Emperor. Hey. Oh dude, I'm gonna about crash out. My game broken. Oh buddy. Don't do this. Hold on. Dude, I'm running into so many issues. What's going on today? I have to equip the letter. That would be why. We'll see. Oh. Oh boy. Oops. Oh. Dear Anna, bad times are upon us. Hussite hectics are marching through Silesia. They are burning everything they can't steal and murder innocent Christians. The Bishop of... I do know this. It's pronounced Wrocław. Conrad. And this is true. This was in my book. He was like one of the antagonists that has called a landmaster, and Prior Rupert ordered us to marshal the troops in Nyssa. That's where we'll face the Hussites. I think they lose. I think they lost this. Maybe they didn't. Maybe this was where they won. I can't quite remember. I do remember a big battle at Nyssa in my book. Don't worry about me. Be yourself. You're safe at Reichenstein. The castle is off to the side from where the Hussites are marching. Even if it came to it, the castle has strong fortifications and experienced garrison. As soon as we win, I'll be able to visit you. How long has it been? A year? God be with you. I love you. Your brother, Lothar. I mean, they had a lot of cannons, so they, you know what I mean?
Brother Adalbert,
Yeah.
if I may request it of you once more, take this to Reichenstein, please.
To your sister? Well, the roads aren't very safe these days, but you're in luck. I was given an important message from Sir Porter, and I'm already heading to Glatz. I will go through the pass at Jawirnik and stop by Reichenstein. Hopefully there isn't that
How's
much
your day
snow
today,
anymore.
Amy?
May God reward you for this.
I saw that massive W you
Serve on a
got.
horse while you serve with a sword in your hand, as St. Paul wrote to the
Also, what did you make for
And
dinner?
therefore, since we have been charged with this service out of God's mercy, let us not give in to despair.
Amen.
I prepare my horse. Horsey. This one. Ah. I see, I gotta open the gate.
What a fool I am. I'm thinking of Anna and I nearly forgot the saddle.
Wait. Oh, I need to grab the saddle, I'm guessing. That work?
Well, come out now, friend. A long journey awaits us.
Yeah, there he is. Yeah, he's been settled. Yeah, there's some crazy horse armor going.
Are any of the brothers late?
No, Dietmar. They are all here. Then let's go. Hora Tertia has chimed.
No,
Woods to Nyssa.
I'm pretty sure they lose this. Because the hospital has got fucked. Ludwig. Three days later. Pretty sure they get fucked. Maybe I'm crazy. Am I misremembering? Those are the Knights of the Order of St. John. aka Knights Hospitaller.
Something is happening. Sicher.
I bet that before Ludwig snores for the second time, they'll come for us too.
That's a place in Final Fantasy.
Brothers, up quickly and get ready. It's here. Prior Rupert issued orders. Your group is to report as soon as possible at St. Nicholas Gate.
Understood. We're on the way.
Then stay out, brothers. We'll have time to rest when we are in our graves. Ludwig, Ludwig, get up.
Here in the bathroom.
What?
So good. What's my question? In the bathroom. I might quickly grab a drink in a minute.
I can't wait to see what is happening. The streets are full of people, but I can't hear any Hussite cannons.
We'll see.
They had
At
some
least the
crazy
weather
cannons.
turned out well.
My drink's pretty much out.
There's Rupert over there.
Go to him and find out what's what. We'll
How was your day? What did you get up to? What did you make for dinner, Chief? I will quickly... Oh no, not Bleak. Bleak doesn't even know a single thing about the Hussites. I'm gonna be right back. Sorry for my drink bottle. Do some nerve.
Still hot, point blank, that's a motherfucking kill shot. That's a motherfucking kill shot.
I can't tell if I didn't notice it before, but I think I just got a hole in my sock. Also, Bleep's the nerd here. He's studying history at uni, and he didn't even know like diddly shit about fucking Hussites. I had to teach him, and that was like his specialty, dude. With where you're from, dude, you should know the stuff, you know, Slovakia. It's like almost very close to where this guy is. Nah, modern history, he's making up excuses right now. Modern mystery, my ass, dude. Still history. Exactly, you tell him, Amy. Day was good, went to the test, I did see that. W champ, by the way. Then came back home to sleep again because I was up at 5 AM. Damn, Amy, you were really meowing. They went to the doctors for flu vaccine, had fish and chips. You bought some fish and chips, and you didn't even share me any either. Again, that's that. And Amy, I might crash out. I might just crash out. Also, am I free tomorrow? Possibly. Sorry, they were my chicken nuggies. There were only 6 of them. Dude, I could have at least had 2 of them. Come on. I would have let you have 4 of the better ones, okay? I could have like the 2 offcuts. Come on. Better be or else I'm taking the chair. I'll throw a chair at you. Your chair is so much better than mine, Philippe. Please come over. Maybe I will then, Amy. Can't lift my chair. Hell yeah, I can. Fuck that. Not as heavy as the shit that I was listening to fucking... Lifting fucking yesterday, jeebus. That shit was crazy heavy, some of it.
Prime.
Talking like 10, 15 kgs. Jeez, man.
I've been awaiting you.
I'm joking, by the way. More than that.
Where are the Hussites? What is the situation?
I've been working pretty much every day, buddy.
For the past 2 days, stealing whatever they can get their hands on. Prokop, who they call the Shaven, had them build a wagon fort on a hillock southeast of the city. Our spies report that
3 days a year. No, it's been 3 days the past couple days.
Night they roast meat, drink, and make merry.
So that probably makes 4 or 5 days I've worked this whole year.
Easter. The rain chased them into their tents. They posted minimum guards. There's nothing to wait for. Tomorrow, at the latest, the Hussites will take the city by storm.
20 days.
We have a unique opportunity.
We're lucky.
You've been awaiting me?
Yes. I think it's time for you to assume more responsibility.
It'll probably even out, to be honest, later this year.
Lead a troop,
Gonna disappear, still here. That's all good. What's your beast in?
What is the plan?
All right, to the point.
Are you playing
Sir
some
Quota
Supervive?
Stalowitz came up with a truly smart plan how to surprise the Hussites.
Holy moly.
And once and for all chase them
Memory
out
of your
inside
clip.
It will require the cooperation of all lords and their companies.
Pete Smelly,
city garrison,
stop buying
as well
games.
as the Order.
I haven't even bought a game! What are you talking about? I was tempted to buy a game, I might still buy it, to be honest.
There are several thousand of them.
Hopefully they'll be useful. What is expected of us?
The Knights of the Order have the most important task. We will need to secretly enter the Hussite
It's generally $100, but it's on a 20% sale, so $80.
By lighting fires. Select 5 men and immediately
I'm joking.
for the camp from the north.
There is a game, but I don't know. It's $35, so it's not too bad.
In the meantime,
With the work, I may do it, but hey,
the fire will be their signal to charge.
hello.
Remember, the most important thing is to
I'll
create
probably get a
confusion
decent bit of
within
money
their ranks.
from work.
The Hussites will start fleeing, and the cavalry, under Mr. Puota's lead, will kill them off with
We'll
God's
see.
help.
I understand.
I got so much shit that I gotta buy though, so I don't know. I'm debating it. Why don't you tell us? It's a Kickstarter though.
Why didn't you tell us all this earlier?
The times are hard, Lothar. You can't trust anyone. Only the bishop, Sir Puota, who came up with it.
You could not trust the fucking bishop according to my fucking book that I read. The book's not entirely true, so I probably wouldn't take it for what it
I
says.
will join the cavalry by Sir Puota's side. We will see each other on the battlefield.
Now I know everything I needed to know.
All right. We will win a great victory, and then we...
Sure, buddy. What do I say? I gotta deal with fucking Kiwi Saver, because that's gonna be soon. And then I also gotta... Jenga stuff is gonna be happening soon. It's happening end of July, but then my thing is June, so... Also, Arnold, you might go crazy for the new thing that they're doing with Jenga stuff. They're doing something crazy. Stuff like very much reminiscent of Shadergraph. It's there to help with Shadergraph related things. So,
You're coming with me. We have things to do.
oh, let's grab the closest ones.
You're going to be in my unit.
That'd be cool. Hold on. I'll send you a clip. Not a clip, but you can just watch as much as you want. Hold on. There's a live stream earlier today that they were doing, and a portion of that was in regards to it, so. Which was something that I was actually going to mention, and I never mentioned. So anybody who is watching this VOD, or is watching now that is interested in Jenga-related things, watch the live stream, okay? They covered a lot of really cool stuff. They covered some more sparse related things. They covered some new water meshing methods. They covered viscosity, a couple other things. There's not much coming soon for GeoGen though, so I'm still laying back on my tutorials. But one thing is they're doing like cliffs, overhangs, rocks, and stuff. Which, there's not really any rock generators, so that would be great. But what you'll be interested in is this tool. Murder investigation, yeah. So I'll go send you that. So you can just watch as much as you want, but it's a tool that is for assisting with Shadergrass and whatnot. So it's not out yet, but it's going to be out in late July. So unless something goes horrifically wrong, but we've already seen a bunch of stuff, so I'm sure it'll be great.
I have a spot for you in my unit as well.
God.
You will join us in the group too. Today, you will fight by my side.
Lothar, don't you want me in your unit? We've been through a lot together, haven't we?
Yes, of course. Sorry, brother. The 5th in my group will be Dietmar.
Oh, I wanted a crossbow, man. Oh well.
You're already here. We have an order to open the gate for you. Good luck.
Sneak into the camp without anybody noticing me. I assume I want to unequip that. Let me also save the game.
We have to go this way. So much destruction.
Yes. Did burn a lot of fucking towns, that was kind of crazy. Shrine. Pray at the shrine, KCD. I was playing some more KCD. I didn't have that much time though. I was streaming. I don't like playing KCD on stream.
It's not far at all now. I can see the fires in their camp. Careful. We don't want the sentries to spot us. Quietly. They mustn't wake up until our infantry is within sight.
No crouch. Oh. Huh. Do you keep an eye on your enemies? Interesting. Oh, well, I'll save it now that we're at an important point. Guess I'm doing low saving. Let me get there. The old Wagenberg tactics you can see in the old chalice. I wonder if Hinnick will be here. Hey, I'm fine for Hinnick, so maybe I should sabotage myself.
Strange. I would already expect sentries here.
Yeah, I kind of would have as well. Where are they? They wouldn't just leave the fucking wagons around. Horses, so I gotta be careful. I don't want them neighing. Oh, there's sentries there. With my crossbow, man.
This doesn't seem right. Oh, there's 2 of them there. Shh.
That's it, John. Oh, it's fake people. Oh no, it's so fucked.
Looky here. What's this?
Raw.
Are you looking for someone, sir?
Oh, we're so fucked.
It's a trap! Attack!
Attack! That's right. Oh, my team.
Dietmar! No!
I'm not Dietmar.
You don't have to die. Just pronounce false proof and accept the proof. It's not worth it.
Oh, that's hard.
This doesn't seem right. Oh, there's 2 of them there. Shh.
Not my homie Dietmar. Just want to reload.
Looky here. What's this? Are you looking for someone, sirs?
Don't want my Dietmar to die.
Attack!
Ah, it's too late there. I accept my choice. I'm a fan of the Hussites here. So
Run as fast as your legs will carry you.
get out of the trap and retreat to the others.
Judas like you can't fool me.
Yeah, maybe me and my buddy can. Oh shit, I might actually be stuck. St. John died.
Dietmar! No!
What? Friends did Dave. What? Why is this? Hold on. Oh. Kill these guys.
I would already expect sentries here.
Gotta find where the exit is.
This doesn't seem right.
This was KCD. I would have dominated. I would have been in and out of this. No stress.
Looky here. What's this?
Oh, Divish. Literally the Divish. I don't think I was supposed to be able to beat. Oh shit, we beat him.
Stop it and give up. Shit.
That's not even the right way, but oh well. No! We're blocked. It'd be Divish. But Divish is alive? Man. Okay, so I've been going the fucking wrong way. Oh, again. Oh. Yeah, Murray's kind of crazy though.
Strange.
Not helping me.
Expect sentries here. This doesn't seem right. Oh, there's two of them there. Shh.
Uh-oh.
Looky here. What's this?
Division shit. Get out!
In the name of the Lord!
That's cannon fire! They started the siege! The cavalry is gathering over there! The others are fighting too! We have to get to them! Dietmar! No!
Wait, Dietmar died? I want Dietmar to live! Oh, darn. I'm not stopping until my homie Dietmar... Come on. There we go. Stopping until my homie Dietmar lives. He sounded like a nice chap.
This doesn't seem right. Oh, there's two of them there. Shh.
Okay, I messed up there. Nice.
Looky here. What's this?
Run!
Better not go this deep into their encampment. They might attack us
Wrong
from the
way.
back.
On Dietmar.
That's cannon fire! They started the siege! The cavalry is gathering over there! The others are fighting too! We have to get to them! Damn it! That's Rupert! They pulled him off the horse! We have to save him at any cost!
Prior Rupert must not die. Ow.
Give it up! That was the last one. Thanks, brother.
Thanks, brother.
More will be here soon. We have to retreat back to Nisa. Quickly.
This Dietmar didn't die. They're really done with the crossbowmen there.
Tie your sides!
Shouldn't have done that. Run as fast as your
There's
legs will
brother
carry you.
Dietmar. I don't know if he's still here or if he didn't make it, but my homie's not sad, so I'll take it that we're fine. No, it's not there, so I don't know. I don't know if he made it or not. Oh well. Run!
Watch out! More heretics are on the way!
It's totally not about to kill them on accident.
In the name of the Lord! In the name of the Lord!
In the name of the Lord. My stamina go be going crazy.
More heretics are on the way!
Oh. Both ways. Oh, Dietmar's still alive. Unless the Guardian's almost dead there. There we go.
They're mustering themselves for an attack. They're going
And
for the
Dietmar's
walls.
still
We
alive.
have to get back to the city, quickly. We'll separate. Lothar, send the company to St. Nicholas Gate. You'll come with me and these 3 men to the Bierau Gate.
You heard. Run. We'll see each other later.
Awesome. I need a save.
Quickly, come on! Behind the gate! Closing it!
No, Dietmar's 100% Gono. If he's not with us. He might have already been dead anyway. For not being with our party.
I have nothing to do there.
What now? Guess we gotta kill the remaining. Now we can go. There we go.
Close it! They're bringing a battering ram! The gate won't hold much longer. We have to get reinforcements. or
Actually, can't even pause.
Reports. The gate is lost. It's just a matter of time. God be with us. St. Nicholas and Brigand Gates both. Delay them for as long as possible, and then withdraw to the new town walls. Yes, sir. Prior, you are here. What happened?
They pulled me off my
Oh,
horse
so you didn't do
while I was
good.
coming to you from the field. Lothar and his company helped me get back into the city.
You have to find shelter with the bishop and the
Prior
rest
Rupert
of the safety
sounds
of the castle.
like
There's nothing you can do here.
Bradsick.
And what about provisions?
We transferred whatever we could inside the stone walls. There is no way we can save the rest. Good luck, Prior. Ah!
A pause.
Let's go, Lothar.
Who voice acts? Prior. Wait, what's his name again? Not Rupert. Rupert, it's Rupert. Prior Rupert. Oh, not gonna tell me here. Voice acts then. It's blind accessible? I know there's some Kingdom Come voice actors, that's why I'm just wondering. No, maybe I'm wrong. Yeah. Was Divish of Skelett's a real person or a tip of the hat to Kingdom Come Deliverance? Second one is correct. Yes, they named him after Kingdom Come. That's funny. I thought so. It's so funny. Oh.
What's
That's
the
not
matter,
funny.
little girl?
My mommy, the Hussits broke in our house, and they want to do something to her. Help me, please.
Lead us. We'll help you.
This way here. Our house is around the corner.
Corner, buddy. Okay. Oh. Yeah, 100% scamming us though. Where's she taking us? Wait, what the fuck?
Deliver us from evil.
Holy. I can't even do anything. That was crazy.
It's a trap!
Holy! Yeah, there's no winning that. I'm very glad I saved.
Why this way? What am I going to do there?
Oh, you're shitting me. Oh, no. Buddy. I might have fucked myself a little bit. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ah, and there's no winning this either! Oh. So maybe this save, this whatever save is gonna help me. Yeah, and Prior Rupert's also gonna die.
Fool me. Shit.
Maybe this is gonna save us? No, we're safe.
It's a trap!
Lord, deliver us from evil.
Rupert! Where are you? Ah, Rupert's 100% gone. Why is my fucking block not working, bro? I can't attack him, I can't defend against them.
It's a trap!
Lord, deliver us from evil.
Okay,
I
see
don't know what
Cameron
it
there.
was, but clearly they'd had it in for us. Someone must have known you would be here.
There'll be time to think about that yet. Now we have to get out of here.
What? You'll be shitting me. I'll grab all the health potions. Who the fuck they be going? Oh, fuck me, man. Hey, one fucking mistake. Oh, to custard now. They just spawn out of nowhere. Alright, let's go, buddy. Go. Yeah, that's a burger. Amy champ. Oh my god, you can't. What? Oh, I'm gonna crash out. That makes me mad. Bro, I was in the cutscene. I can't fucking defend myself in a cutscene. Run. Fire. Run. Buddy! What? The game's bugged.
Away, quick! Sorcery! Witchcraft! Save yourself!
No, I'm fine. Okay. Just knocked me down.
What happened, Father?
God intervened. Those godless people wanted to pillage the Lord's church, so they got what they deserved.
God sent lightning?
And killed their headman, yes. I'm Joachim Weinhardt, honored sirs.
My name is Lothar, and this is my brother, Rupert.
Even though God holds a hand of protection over us, we should remove ourselves to a safer place. The Prior of St. John is a tasty morsel for the beasts here.
Amen.
Okay. Bro! You got me crashing out again. So glad I did a save. They hit you like crazy for no fucking reason. I mean, this game is kind of that is a little annoying. Oh. Ah, bro! I pull my sword out. It puts my sword away. Then I get 2 taps at full fucking HP. Come on, man. I'm lost. Oh, there, don't fucking walk into the... Oh, buddy. Dude, I'll come from one annoyance to another annoyance, man. There's no winning in this game, man. Bro! What is going on? Look, look at my HP. Oh, buddy. These are low level. Oh, for fuck's sake, dude. Level 10 thug, dude. I'm literally level 50 crime boss. These guys should not be fucking beating me. Super inconsistent.
Stop! Who goes there?
Me! I goes here! Let me in!
Stop! Who goes there?
It's Lothar, a knight of St. John, and with him Prior Rupert, the Duke of Lubin and Hainau, and also a local priest from the Church of the Assumption of Virgin Mary.
The Assumption.
This should not have happened.
Nope.
Those whom God loves are visited by his cross.
Amen. It is finished.
I received news about our brothers at the St. Nicholas and Brigand Gate. They were trying to defend themselves against the heretics' attack and fought until their last breath, but no one survived.
Should have been there.
To die as well? Without you, I wouldn't have been here either. The heretics would surely be glad of that. It would have weakened the Order. I'm sorry about Dietmar. I know that you were close.
I have to go get my sister at Reichenstein. I asked for your permission and several men.
This is not the most convenient time. We have to regroup and lead a counterattack. The bishop is calling all noblemen to Wrocław.
You owe it to me.
Oh, she was Wrocław.
You're right. I owe you my life. Well then, go get your sister. But I can't send anyone with you. Many brothers fell, and I will need every man. You must understand.
I'll go alone.
Nice.
Lothar. As soon as you get her safely into some monastery, return to Little Ols. I need you to stand.
I need to
by
work
my
on the
side
on the jar, man. Dude, I'm just pissed off that this shit was. I mean, there's like a trillion ways that I could make it. I could just manually extrude it.
It's time to say goodbye.
Stupid, it didn't work.
Be careful, Lothar.
God be with you, brothers. We will meet again soon.
With you as well. Goodbye.
It frustrates me like no other. Hey, chapter 3 now. How many chapters are there? I think maybe like 5 or 6 chapters. It was not too long, man. I already put a good couple of hours in, but still. Oh. Those are my homies.
Hey, Hinek! Slow down! Wait for us! It might be a trap!
I think it was.
One of those heretics got inside. Seize him!
Seize him!
Ego Hyperion Tenebris ad Porta.
There's a lot of chapters.
I'm opening the gates to darkness. Excepier sacrificium meum. Accept my sacrifices.
Oh man, Steam is so buggy.
Securities. Your meat's on the other side. What's up? What's up?
We thought it'd be best to throw him into the pit.
Very well. You must get rid of him as soon as possible.
Don't worry, my lady.
That Hussite is much more dangerous than he appears. A clairvoyant warned me against him. Even that bitch Anna talked about him. Or at least it seems that she was talking about him. He must be important. How could you be so incompetent and let him get this far?
Father Herbert was returning and...
I don't want to hear it, Savon Sin. Take care of this problem today.
Consider it done. Me and my brother
there's all
will take care
chapters.
of it personally.
Do you have the delivery for us? We're running low and need to replenish them.
Yes. Around 100. One half is already
100.
left, and the other will leave within several hours.
All right. At least in this, I can rely on you.
There's 13
As soon as
chapters.
I return to Monsterburg, I will have the silver
So,
sent to you.
10 more.
3 times 3 score groschen should be
Monsterburg.
enough.
But last time it was 4.
But last time, Silesia wasn't full of Hussites. You don't even have to go very far. Just hang nets along the roads and the refugees will jump into them of their own volition. I love the smell of fear and despair in this place. But that's enough for today. I must return to John. Escort me back to the horses.
As you command, lady. After you.
Be fighting. Okay.
I have to get out of here, or I'll be fucked.
It would be fast. Alright, I'm gonna end stream. That was very frustrating stream. I should be streaming tomorrow. I'm not too sure what I'll be doing. Maybe I'll reattempt Jug. And maybe I'll just do it the fucking hard way. But according to how it's been going thus far, probably the easy way. Which would just be manually placing and extruding. I mean, it's the old faithful. I just gotta find. And yeah. The Amy Beast is back. Anywho, I gotta delete that last VOD, that earlier VOD. And we'll see. I'll play some games maybe. I need to do some more work, so I'm gonna see. I've mostly finished my first paragraph. I'll see if I can finish another paragraph. I think by the weekend, I want to have finished. I want to finish like the research aspect. So I can get started with my scene. I could always get started with the scene, but it's just the lighting that I want to hold off on. So I want to get. I think the Rin part is kind of very important to get done. So I think I'm gonna see if I can finish another paragraph. Maybe I get started in the scene. I'm not too sure what I'll end up doing, but I can use assets. So maybe I just make some dungeon or something. Or another cave or something. I kind of wanted to do a cave because I've already done one, but maybe that's what I end up doing. And then, yeah, I want to finish this. So this will probably be around 1,000. I'm aiming for at least 1,000. I can probably hold back on the game examples because I want 1,500. I don't know. I need to get started. So I think I'll see if I can get these 1,000 words, which I'll be pretty close to getting anyway. So I'll probably hit 1,000 if I finish off the extra 2 paragraphs. I'm aiming for about 300 each, but yeah. It'll be chill. And I don't, you, myself, and the rest of the team, we're gonna be doing some more work on the game. Hopefully, we'll get started on those GDD, TDD. But yeah, best luck, Arnold, with the Old Kingdom Come. Hope you manage to finish it soon. I can't believe you've already passed me. That is crazy. But yeah, you guys have a good one. Talk to you later, Amy. And yeah, catch y'all later. Bye bye.